In this video, you'll learn how to get 5 million in less than 9 hours by understanding the patterns behind item drops. Let's start with my normal route, where I discovered that you can get into this breach room faster in 3 different ways. You can drop in from above using the zipliner roof, or by climbing this tree, which led me to compare breach rooms versus normal rooms. If breach rooms have more loot, surely these shortcuts would be a gold mine. The only way to find out is to collect some data. That means spending the next 5 weeks tracking every item in every container over the course of 135 matches. 3,456 containers later, we now have enough data to show you the actual rarity of items and which parts of each building are worth looting. I chose Buried City because it has the highest loot density of the 4 big maps. The northeast side has 5 loot zones right next to each other. There are over 250 containers in this area alone. Space Travel has 6 floors and there's 2 high value rooms. The breach room and locker room average $30,000 while the entire building is $108,000. Key items include mixtapes, Exodus modules, playing cards, and spring cushions. Behind the breach door, there's a guaranteed grenade tube. It has 3 possible locations. Here by the window, in the center, and under this desk. Security breach can also spawn here. It averages $15,000. Once you're done in the breach room, you can jump through the window to the other side. The 3rd, 5th, and north side of 6th floor rarely spawn epic items. However, the 5th floor has a 50% chance for music albums and film reels, but are not worth looting when optimizing for time opening containers. Next, you can drop down the window ledges to get to the locker room. If there's a Bastion or Rocketeer, you can drop down the stairs instead. This is by far the easiest high-value loot room to access. Players can easily sneak up to you as well as the Bastion patrolling the street. You should open lockers looking towards the windows so you don't get snuck up on. Here is a breakdown of notable loot from each floor in Space Travel. Research has 4 floors with loot. North side has 80% of the building's value. South side is just lockers. Key items from this building are music albums, speaker components, and complex gun parts. For trinkets, it's mostly watches and music albums. Less variety in items means you get larger stacks, which saves on space. Always check these lab consoles for advanced electrical components. Parking garage doesn't have high value loot except for the raider camp in the basement. You can get to this area before anyone else by using a shortcut. But before I show you that, I have a big favor to ask. If you're on mobile, please press the hype button. It can only be done in the first 7 days. And non-mobile users, please share this video with anyone you think it could help. Anyways, climb on this generator and jump at the last possible moment. And if you can't manage the mantle, you can drop from above instead. Aim for the center right here. Turn around and grab the ledge. Use the crouch key to drop straight down, then spam the jump button to mantle again. Make sure you open every crate, including this one you have to jump to see, as well as checking here for a backpack that can spawn. Hospital has 2 floors, with the best spot being the locker rooms on the north side, well known for dropping rusted shut medical kit and cracked bioscanners, which are required for medical lab upgrades. Although there isn't a shortcut into the locker rooms, you can quickly get to the metro by going out of the window and mantling this ledge. Consider becoming a member to get access to the spreadsheet with all the data. We'll make a public version once we've automated the data collection and have covered more than just a few rooms. As of right now, it's not in a state where we can share it wholesale. If you'd like to help me with that, then join the Discord server. In Library, the 2nd floor accounts for 60% of the possible loot. Other than Grandioso Apartments, this place has the highest chance for Lance's mixtape, but only from the 2nd floor. So it's best to skip floor 1 and 2 as they do not have much rare epic loot. A little shortcut to the roof is possible by jumping on this red toolbox. You can't mantle it, so you have to back up and jump onto it to get up. This gets you right beside where the weapon case spawns. Although not as good for money runs, the south side of the map has a few good spots. Grandioso Apartments has a north and south building. The combined value averages $95,000. Unique to the apartments is that all trinkets have a 60 to 70% chance of spawning. The most important thing is to be thorough. There are many rooms that don't have obvious entry. At the very least, you should take the zipline up to the roof and loot these metal crates. They average $6,000 per crate, well worth the time to pry them open. If you need trinkets for your expedition, then this is the place to go. Also, I often find rooms here unsearched because players will only loot one or two of the floors. From apartments, you can get to the main street breach room using this zip line. If it's already looted, then you can drop out of the window and cross the street to the most infamous unmarked loot room. The window jump room probably has the most views of any spot in Arc Raiders, but you don't actually have to jump between the windows. Just mantle these window ledges. Grenades, traps, medical supplies, and gadgets like the snap hook often spawn here. This pharmacy in Plaza Roza has the easiest shortcut. From the roof, you can just walk in. Both pharmacies are known for dropping weapon attachments and other equipment at much higher rates. So what can you actually do with all this information? Well, as I stated in the beginning of this video, this all started from wanting to compare breach rooms to non-breach rooms, and the results don't really tell us anything. However, there are rooms you should always prioritize on a fresh run. I'd even say to outright ignore the other rooms and move on to the next building. Even if you spawn late, there might still be some good areas that haven't been looted, but if you spend the time looting the bad areas, you might miss your chance at the good ones. Especially since we know that late spawns try to prioritize placing you in areas that still have loot. This data also revealed that you can optimize a run by skipping containers with only 2 items. 20% of containers will have 2 items while only having 8% of the total value, compared to containers with 3 or more items. Containers with 3 items occur 48% of the time, and the average value per container is doubled because there's a higher chance of rare and epic items spawning. This means when you first open a container and you see the outlines of the items, if you see 2, you can skip. Just exit the menu and move on to the next container. This will have the most effect when you don't have the perks that make revealing items faster. You can save 10 to 15% of your time topside with this method, which could mean way more loot as you have more time to search other areas. And finally, here is the list of rooms to prioritize. Please continue to part 2 of this video by switching the audio track to Klingon and restarting the video.